The anticipated trial of Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes finally underway. And according to court documents, she could employ an interesting defense. Scott Cohn is here with more. Scott, what do they have planned?
Hi, Sarah. This comes in court documents that are newly unsealed, in which Elizabeth Holmes tries to place the blame on Sonny Balwani. He's the former chief operating officer of Theranos, also her ex-boyfriend. She claims that he abused her for a decade. He, of course, denies that. Balwani faces his own trial next year. If she decides to use that strategy, it adds yet another dimension to a case that's already being looked on as a sort of referendum on Silicon Valley culture. That whole idea of fake it till you make it, where when it comes to raising money for investors, it's often more a business's story than the business itself. And many are looking to the verdict and a potential conviction of Elizabeth Holmes to send a powerful message.
If you go too far, if you push the envelope too much, if you lie and you exaggerate, if you hype and you exaggerate to the point of lying, that it becomes securities fraud. If, on the other hand, she's acquitted, then I think that nothing is going to change.
Ahead of that, though, selecting a jury in a case that has gotten lots and lots of attention. Some 40 jurors in the courtroom today being interviewed. Nearly all of them have heard about the case, including one who said he remembered Holmes' penchant for turtlenecks. So far, 4 jurors have been excused. The hope is to get a jury picked as soon as tomorrow or possibly Thursday, with opening statements in this case set to begin next Wednesday. Sarah, Wolf?
She was on the cover of magazines in those turtlenecks, those Steve Jobs-esque turtlenecks. So, Scott, what does her team need to prove here? That she was not in the right mind when she was doing this, or that she didn't know about the level of fraud? What is the sort of argument?
Well, the experts are saying that this really comes down to a question of intent. The government has to prove that she intended to commit a fraud. If, for example, she was under Sonny Balwani's spell, so to speak, maybe she couldn't have formed the necessary intent. If she was involved in this sort of fake it till you make it culture, maybe she was doing what entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley have been doing forever and didn't really believe that there was a fraud. Again, if she didn't intend to do it, it's not a crime.
Fascinating stuff, Scott. Thanks so much for the update, and look forward to further ones in the days ahead. Scott Cohn for us there.